Hi there and welcome back to Big Fish Little Fish Aquatics. So today we're talking about how you remineralize your RO water. So when you've got pure RO water, what you need to make sure happens is that it's replenished with the necessary minerals which help your fish, plants and invertebrates live. So what you're going to need to do, first thing, is to get hold of a TDS meter, and what this is used to do is to put into your RO water to test to see how much total dissolved solids are in your actual water itself. What you're aiming for is 0 parts per million, and the reason you want that is so you have a blank canvas and you know what you will be able to do with your water in order to reach your desired levels. Now when it comes to remineralizing, you've got two options. Now the first option is considered cutting, and you would only really use this option if your tap water that you have available, it has extremely high general hardness or carbonate hardness. And essentially what you would be doing is you would mix half or a portion, a certain percentage of your tap water with a certain percentage of your RO water to cut the levels of your tap water by that percentage. So for an example, if you had a 10 litre water change that you were performing and you used 5 litres from your tap water and then 5 litres of RO, that would cut your tap water's general hardness and carbonate hardness in half. So if it was 10 degrees, it would actually be 5 degrees. Now if, like me, where my tap water just isn't viable in terms of other parameters such as nitrates for me to use cutting, then you may need to approach pure RO, and then what you're going to need to do is then remineralize that RO using products which are available at your local shop or online. Products that I use to replenish my general hardness is Seachem Equilibrium. This is for planted aquariums, and what you'll be doing with this is just making sure that you measure out the desired amount and then adding it to your RO water. And essentially with my 10 litre water change, I'm aiming for 4 degrees of general hardness. That would be 3 grams of equilibrium to 10 litres of my pure RO water. Now don't get concerned when you use equilibrium and then you put your TDS meter in and it's actually over 71 parts per million, which would be 4 degrees of general hardness. That's only happened because equilibrium actually has other elements in there as well which are beneficial to fish and plant health. So it will get you the 4 degrees, but then there'll be extra stuff in there as well. Now if you don't want to have the additional plant benefit minerals which are contained in equilibrium but still want to obviously alter your GH, then you could use Replenish. Works in the exact same way as equilibrium, but it's a liquid form and it doesn't have the additional benefits for planted aquariums, so you would only really use this if you have a non-planted aquarium. You wouldn't really want to use this with a planted aquarium as well because this has sodium chloride in it, and in high levels that can be damaging to plants. Now when it comes to raising your KH, what you're going to need to use, and this is another Seachem product, obviously there are other products out there, these are just the ones I use. This is a Seachem product called Alkalinity Buffer, and then you would use this in parallel with the Seachem product Acid Buffer. Now the reason you have to use these together is because what happens is you'll be using the Alkalinity Buffer to target a specific alkalinity or KH reading. So for my example, I'd be trying to get 4 degrees of carbonate hardness, so I would add 1.3 grams to 10 litres of water. Now there's a little guide on the back of the pot here, and what it says is, depending on the pH that you're aiming for, you would use a certain amount of acid buffer to the amount of alkalinity buffer that you're using. So I always target 7 pH with my water changes. I don't have any fish which prefer higher pHs, all of mine are quite neutral. So the guide essentially is you would do 2 to every 1 of your acids, so 1.3 grams, 0.6.5 grams, but what I do is put 0.6. So that is how you introduce KH into your aquarium, and essentially you mix that up and then it's good to go and you can pop it into your aquarium. In terms of getting accurate readings, I use a product called the Digital Spoon. It's from Chem as well. I've done a review on this particular product, so I'll leave a link in the top right hand corner for you to go and watch if you feel like it. And that's pretty much it. So if you've got any questions, please drop them down below and I'll try and get back to you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.